Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike Green. I'm one of the owners of 1A Auto. I want to help you save time and money repairing and maintaining your vehicle. I'm going to use my 20+ years experience restoring and repairing cars and trucks like this to show you the correct way to install parts from 1AAuto.com. The right parts installed correctly. That's going to save you time and money. Thank you and enjoy the video. Okay, so if you're changing the alternator in your car, you may find that the alternator you buy, the clock position or the degree may not be correct. Okay, so on this alternator, here's the top of my alternator. You can see that we have it on this car, this truck. Okay, so here's the top of this alternator, and here's where my stud goes on. Okay, here's the top of my replacement alternator. Everything's the same except the stud is basically 180 degrees from where I need it to be. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, basically all you're going to need is whatever wrench it takes to take out your bolts, and in this case it's an 8mm.
Okay, on some vehicles you can use a toothpick or a plastic tube, as I'll use, and work it into the hole in the back. And what this allows you to do is you can work it in there, and that actually holds the brushes in place. And that's the challenge you face on this, is you have to hold the brushes into their positions while you turn the alternator. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart now and show you what I mean by that. So first I'll take off all these 4 bolts.
Okay, so once you have those 4 bolts removed, you're going to pull up, okay, and take this apart. Okay, you can see a little spring fell out, okay, which is fine. So inside, okay, you can see there's a spring there and a little thing flopping around right here. That is your brush. Okay, so what you're going to have to do is prepare those to go back in. Okay, now to get this back together, you have your 2 springs and obviously your brushes inside the alternator. Okay, and this is, I have a tube from your liquid penetrant or white grease or whatever. What also works is a round toothpick, but it does have to be the kind of heavy-duty toothpicks, and it has to be something that you can basically slide right through these holes. Okay, so what you do is you put the brushes in place, and then slide this through, then you put the alternator together and you pull it out the back. Okay, so what you want to do is do the first one first. Okay, and so you put the spring in, push it down with 1 finger, and kind of by feel get the brush right on top of it, and then down into the sleeve. And you just have to make sure that you do put it right on top. And then when it gets down in the sleeve, okay, you need to make sure it goes down in, and I'm not getting it right on top. Okay, and then you need to make sure that it kind of goes in and it can bounce up and down nicely like that. Okay, then I take one of the bolts that I used that holds the alternator together, put it in, push the brush down, okay, and then slide my plastic tube in. And so now that's holding that first brush down. Okay, then I take my second spring, put it in, okay, and then I push it down with a finger, get my tube, actually what I do is get my tube up nice and long, and then push it down, push the tube on top of it, pull the tube out just enough that it then goes down in, and then push the tube in. Okay, so now you can see the tube is holding the spring down, and it's actually coming out the back slightly here. Okay, So now I can just take my last brush, okay, put it in place. So you hopefully can see there, I've got my last brush in place, and I'm pushing down on it a little bit with my finger. Now I'm going to pull out my tube. Okay, now the brush goes down into place, and the tube now is up over it. Okay, now I'm pushing the tube through the hole. Okay, so now I've got my brushes down and my tube's over them. It's coming out the back side. I'm going to push it through, so there's just a little bit sticking out right there. Okay, take the front side of my alternator. Okay, put this down onto it, noting on my my old one here. So my old one, I want that to be there. Okay, so I put it there, put it down on. Okay. Now I'll put all 4 bolts back in. And now that that's done, you can just slowly pull this out, and your brushes are now in place.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.1aauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.